War is brewing in the Bay Area between foreign drug cartels and the game wardens fighting to shut them down. Now, a National Geographic show called Wild Justice is putting the spotlight on what's happening. John Norris is a lieutenant with the Department of Fish and Game, also one of the stars of the reality series. Thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Thanks for having me tonight.
We'll talk about your dog here in just a minute, but I want to talk a little bit about this book you've just written called War in the Woods, really about the drug cartels that are operating in the Santa Clara Mountains. It is a problem, and we've covered some of the marijuana raids on these pop farms, but it seems like something that for the most part the public is not aware of. And why is that?
Yeah, Vicky, one of the things, and the reason I wrote the book at the urging of many people, was to really inform the public and other law enforcement agencies what we're dealing with in our foothills. And even though the book highlights the Santa Clara County Marijuana Eradication Team, an allied agency team between Santa Clara County Sheriff's Office and Department of Fish and Game, and all the stories are out of Santa Clara County here at home for us, it's really a template of what's happening all over the West Coast, up and down the western seaboard.
How bad is the problem?
The problem is bad enough that it's dangerous in certain parts of the woods. We've been involved in 3 shootings, unfortunately, as a special operations team in a 5-year period, which is kind of unheard of, and I've actually had a warden shot and severely injured, fortunately made a full recovery back in 2005. And that's us as law enforcement special operation team trained guys dealing with these growers. People have run across them in the public, hunters have been run out of the woods, hikers, horseback riders can run into this, and bad things can happen if they're not careful.
Certainly. You call these illicit grow operations basically terrorist cells. So talk about the violence and danger that is involved in trying to eradicate these groups.
Yeah, one of the biggest dangers is these are drug trafficking organizations based out of central Mexico. It's an organized crime situation, and most, if not all, of the growers we run across are armed. Not all of them fight us, fortunately, but some of them do, and because there's so many millions of dollars in commercial black market marijuana sales out of California for the rest of the country, there's a lot of money and profit involved that can certainly lead to them wanting to defend a crop that we want to take for law enforcement reasons and for environmental crime damage reasons. Because this is one of the biggest environmental crimes we see from the Department of Fish and Game, with all the polluted water, the poisoned streams, the destroyed wildlife habitat, even poisoning public drinking water. It's so extreme.
We have Apollo here. We're going to try to get a shot of her on the ground. She's not loving these floors, but she is part of the enforcement effort out there. Talk to us about the resources and your teams and how you actually go out to find these farms and shut them down.
Yeah, one thing, Apollo is a personal dog, but also a department companion dog, one of our 3 levels of canines for the Department of Fish and Game. And like her predecessor that passed last year that's highlighted in my book, Jordan, she is training to become a sniffer for this stuff and also go out in the woods with us and find these gardens well before we find them and find the growers, because she can smell so much better and alert us that they're out there well before we run into any danger. So like her predecessor, Apollo's destined to be a very, very good, helpful member of our team.
So they're critical. They go out first.
They do. They go out with us, actually, and they go out with us in all parts of the year to find stuff, not only marijuana-related problems and crimes, but also wildlife crimes in general that Fish and Game deals with.
Okay, I want to show our viewers a clip from your show, Wild Justice.
Coyote.
Shot at a coyote?
Yeah.
How many shots did you fire?
I think I fired like 5 or
3 or 4 or 5?
Yeah.
Did you hit the coyote?
Nope. It was far away.
Heard your shots. All right.
Did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Want to put those in a pocket, buddy? Do you have any other ammo on you?
I think I do have some.
Yeah, I have some in my pocket.
Do you? Can I see your ammo real quick? Thanks. Okay. We'll just look at licenses and tags, guys, and then we'll get you on your way. Everything looks okay, but we're going to need a license and tag from you.
I have a license, like the permit or what? Like license?
Your hunting license and your pig tag.
No, I just came to help him out carry the pig when we.
Carry the pig?
Yeah.
You guys said you were all pig hunting, plus you got a rifle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you need a hunting license. How old are you?
13.
13? Okay. I only caught up to him. It turned out they had shot and missed a coyote a little earlier. Those were the shots we heard. One young man didn't have a license, didn't have a tag with him, but was carrying a bolt-action rifle. Really nice family. The father, the uncle were all squared away. So, and rather than cite a juvenile today, what we ended up doing was warning the son on the violation. We feel it was a good, appropriate resolve. And
wow, that's interesting. So talk to us a little bit about that. Where did that happen? And at the time, were you concerned these might have been pot growers.
You never know. This was during the A-zone rifle deer season for deer hunting in our local area in Santa Clara County out on Pacheco Pass. And one nice thing that Wild Justice and National Geographic has brought to the table is the exposure to the public of what we're doing out there as game wardens. I mean, we do marijuana eradication, special operations, environmental crime related to pollution, public safety crime. We're sworn officers to do every level of police work, yet our emphasis is wildlife crime, and people don't realize that 300 to 400 game wardens out there are doing so much, and so Wild Justice brings us to the table and shows what game wardens do and the diversity of what we do.
You said 300 to 400. Are there enough resources? What are the biggest challenges facing you and your colleagues when you're out there?
We're still very undermanned and understaffed. We're kind of outgunned out there, just like the show portrays. We're up to almost 400 game wardens now, and the show's success has certainly helped with that, which has been a great thing for us as a department. But when you look at the number and millions of people growing in population every year in California, and the more and more urban development and the less wildlife areas where resources can be enjoyed, our poaching keeps increasing every year. Marijuana cultivation keeps going up every year, so we are by far nowhere near staffed where we need to be. And the more bodies we get out there doing the job we do will help preserve the resources and wildlife for our kids and our grandkids to enjoy, like I did growing up.
So very interesting. More money is needed, but this show is helping to raise awareness. Are you seeing more interest in terms of people who want to pursue this as a career?
Yeah, one of the biggest tickets for Fish and Game, again, a big benefit is the recruitment and retention. And I get emails and calls, I get people stopping me on the street, and so do many other of our officers that are highlighted in the show, of kids that go, I had no idea I want to be a game warden, and they're 8 or 9 years old, and they're loving Wild Justice, and we've never had that type of exposure, so it's great. Our academies are full, and we've probably quadrupled the level of interest in this job since the show's shown its awareness.
Fantastic. Okay, season 1 just wrapped. Season 2 starts this fall on National Geographic Channel.
We just wrapped up filming season 2 at the first part of July, so we're looking at 10 more episodes sometime this fall for season 2. Yeah.
Great. Thank you, and stay safe out there.
Thank you so much, Vicki.